We continue to follow this breaking news in the Back Bay. We're looking live over Commonwealth Ave and Dartmouth Street. There has been a huge crash here involving a fire truck and this red SUV careened off up into the sidewalk. That fire truck resulting going up into the sidewalk. Front wheels looks like what's off the ground hitting these trees, resulting in multiple vehicles crashed. About 10 vehicles that were parked on the street there look like they were hit by this fire truck. Let's send it out live to Steve Cooper. He joins us now. He's on scene. What can you tell us, Steve?
Well, Sarah, I'm actually standing right at the corner of Commonwealth Ave and Dartmouth, and I'm looking at engine 7 right here, and it's obviously come to a rest on the side of Commonwealth Ave right now. The area is sealed off. A lot of police officers standing by and firefighters as well. I'm trying to get Steve McDonald over here for just a second, hopefully get some more information. Steve, you have a quick second here? Steve McDonald's the spokesman for the Boston Fire Department. I'm going to bring him over here for just a quick second. Okay, Steve McDonald's joining me right now. We're live on the air. Can you just tell us, just come a little closer to the phone, can you tell us what you know right now?
Just a fire engine was involved in an accident with a car and ended up with the 4 firefighters on the engine, went to the hospital along with the person in the car. Nothing is life-threatening. Boston police are on scene to investigate. The engine ended up going into some parked cars that caused a chain reaction, and several parked cars received damage because they were all pushed into each other.
Okay, and the injuries are not life-threatening at this point?
That's correct. They're not life-threatening.
And anyone else hurt aside from those 4 firefighters that went to the hospital?
The person that was driving the car that hit the fire engine.
Do you know how many vehicles are involved as well? We were counting as many as 10 vehicles here on Common Ave.
Right. We estimate about 10 received some kind of damage, 3 extensive damage, the rest minor.
You don't know the cause or anything at this point? Okay. Again, thank you, Steve. I appreciate it. All right, that was Steve McDonald, the Boston Fire Department spokesman, just coming to us, joining us on the phone here at Commonwealth Ave, Dartmouth Street. You heard Steve McDonald now confirming that 4 firefighters have been taken to the hospital. Appears to be non-life-threatening injuries. We are looking at the Boston Engine 7 here. On the sidewalk here. There's a second vehicle in front of that. As you heard, multiple vehicles are involved. A tree knocked over here. They're sort of securing the area right now, but there are 2 different things going on. Boston firefighters here on the scene, and you also have Boston police as well dealing with the investigation itself.
All right, and Steve, any word whether this engine was on its way to a call or some kind of emergency when this happened, or do we not know yet?
We don't know yet. I mean, I'm looking right now. The lights on the engine are not activated, so perhaps that indicates that maybe they were not heading to a call. But again, that's what we're seeing right now. But that could be maybe the system that shut down after the accident. It's hard to know. And again, there are a lot of people trying to put this all together right now, and also to keep people back from the scene, as you can imagine.
And as you heard Steve just mention, what's unclear is exactly how this happened. We don't know whether the driver of the fire engine maybe swerved to avoid that SUV. Really unclear at this point. But Steve, you mentioned that there's actually a tree down. Can you guesstimate, I mean, how far up onto the sidewalk that this engine went? Because that looks pretty scary.
Right. Well, I'm standing, I'm probably 15 feet from the engine itself here, and the actual engine is up. The front wheels are off of the sidewalk, and it's blocking the whole sidewalk here. And you know, the sidewalks here along Comm Ave are about 10 feet wide on this side anyway, and it's come to rest here. It's in the air. I'm looking right now. Okay, sorry about that. They want us to back up a little bit. I'm looking at the front wheels right now, and they're probably 1.5 feet off of the sidewalk. And again, with the tree sort of shimmied up off the back side of the engine here.
So, Steve, it sounds like no pedestrians were hurt or in the area when this happened, which is very lucky, right, for the firefighters and everyone involved.
Right, and
Oh, did we lose him?
It sounds like we did lose him, but hopefully we'll work to get him back. But if you're just joining us here at 12:22 here on your Monday afternoon, we've been watching this breaking news unfolding for the past few minutes in the Back Bay, Comm Ave and Dartmouth. You want to avoid that area because, as you see, there was a pretty significant serious crash involving Engine 7, Boston Fire Department engine, and several cars that were parked alongside Comm Ave right there. We're told a total of 10 cars were involved, some of them not seriously damaged, probably 3 according to the fire official there on the scene, like that one. Look at that, heavy front end damage there. We do know that 4 firefighters were taken to the hospital, 1 person in the vehicle as well, but the good news is those injuries, we're told, are not life-threatening.
All right, we'll be right back after a quick break. Welcome back. We continue to follow this breaking news over Commonwealth Ave and Dartmouth Street and the Back Bay. A very serious crash there between a vehicle and a fire truck, which caused the fire truck to go up onto the sidewalk and hit about 10 other parked cars, causing a lot of damage to all these vehicles. We have Steve Cooper on the line now with more on what he knows. Steve, what's going on?
All right, Sarah, actually, I'm standing here with Joe Quinn, and he actually heard the collision itself. And, Joe, I just want to bring you in for a second. Just back up and sort of take us through, because you were inside the building. What did you hear?
Well, I didn't hear it. My boss heard it, and he came and grabbed me because I'm a fireman in Everett. So I came out, and Engine 7, I believe, was responding to a call. The lights and signs were on, and there was a car that had gotten struck. So I think maybe the car ran the stop sign, and they hit the car. There's a bunch of cars. There's another car under the piece right there. There's actually a car under the truck, Engine 7. So I just went inside the piece, and the guys looked okay. They didn't look like there was any serious injuries to the firefighters.
All right, Joe, can you turn the camera around so while Joe's talking? Just more, can you tell us again? So you came out, and then you tried...
I came out of the construction site. There was a car over here that I believe is the car that the Engine 7 struck. They were attending to the patient there. I went to the truck, and the captain was out. The guys seemed to be okay. I don't think they had any serious injuries, thank God. But there's a car actually up underneath Engine 7. I climbed in the car. There was nobody in it, I believe. I could only see one. It was so demolished, you could only make out one seat. But I don't think anyone was in the car. I think it was a parked car.
And I know you said earlier you actually tried to help the guys, or you were able to come over.
Yeah, I was trying to do the best I could. You know, they were coherent. All the guys were okay. The firefighters seemed to be okay, but they were shooken up, I'm sure. I was just looking at it.
And they asked us earlier, was anybody on the sidewalk? I mean, you see the number of people.
I don't think there was any fatalities. I asked, and I don't think a pedestrian got struck. I hope not. I didn't see any. And I think they were only attending to the one patient in the car that got hit. But I don't think there was fatalities. I hope not. It was I've never seen a fire truck. That's the worst fire truck accident I've ever seen, other than on YouTube.
But I mean, is it still sort of shocking? I mean, people looking at these images.
Yeah, it's pretty shocking. I'm just glad everybody's okay. The guys on Engine 7 are okay.
And when you came out, was it chaotic? Were people screaming?
It was kind of had that eerie feeling. It was just quiet. You know what I mean? It was kind of quiet, and people were trying to figure out what happened. But
this looks a little surreal as you look over here. I mean,
I didn't even see the fire truck at first. I just saw the car, and then I looked to the right and saw the truck up in the air. I said, "Holy Christ, holy God!"
And you were saying that the firefighters got out. Were they talking?
The captain was already out, and everybody was out. But there was a guy in the back step who was. He was in the back of the truck, but he seemed to be okay. All the firefighters seemed to be okay. Thank God.
And I know right now, as we look at the fire truck, I mean, the lights aren't on or anything like that, but...
It was on when we got here, yeah, but they de-energized it because there's so much gas. There was a lot of gas leaking,
And just sort of hard to believe. I mean, they said there's so many cars that would hit us.
Well, oh, my gosh. The chain reaction of parked cars went down to like 15 cars got pushed. I mean, it went all the way down the street.
And just... helpless feeling? I mean, when you came out, or did you just sort of jump into? You just tried to jump into action?
I tried to help, yeah, the best I could, But the guys, everybody was working out here. All the cops were working, the firemen were helping, and thank God. Like I said, the biggest thing was nobody got killed. Thank God,
Now they'll just try to figure out what happened.
Yeah, they're going to have to figure out what happened. It looks, I'm not going to say nothing.
All right, Joe, thank you.
All right.
Appreciate your time.
All
Yeah.
right, boss.
Thank you very much. All right, again, so you heard from a person here who was working, and you can see, talking about Engine 7 right there. When he got out, he said the firefighters, 3 of them were able to out on their own. They were able to get out. The 4th firefighter was in the back sort of cabin on the back doors there. They were able to get him out as well. They said that there was one person in the other car that was involved. Joe seemed to believe that the firefighters were on their way to a call. Their lights were on. They're obviously not on now, but that's one witness account right now. And again, at this hour, the whole area remains sealed off. You can see Boston police right now are sort of dealing with traffic as well here. They have the yellow tape set up here, and they're sort of moving people back. And you really have 2 investigations going on right now. The Boston Fire Department dealing with their own crew to try to figure out exactly what happened here. At the same time, you have Boston Police, an accident reconstruction team, sort of leaving everything together right now so they can piece together exactly what happened. This is obviously an intersection. There are lights here at this intersection, and the question is exactly what happened, how did this all happen, and that's something that investigators will begin to work on now that they've sealed the area off. But you look behind us here, and that's the dramatic image that we're seeing so close right here from the ground level, not just from Sky 7, but you can see from the ground here, that's Engine 7. 2 wheels are up out of the sidewalk there, and the investigation is ongoing right now. That's the latest live from the scene. Steve Cooper, 7 News.
Wow.
Dramatic with that uprooted tree. And here's another view from Sky 7 HD. The good news here is the injuries, 5 total, 1 civilian, 4 firefighters, are not life-threatening. We'll be right back with more news right after this.